lot of storms are impacting the Northeast. I know we've escaped a lot of that, but we're still getting a lot of snow.
Yeah, we got pretty lucky for that, for sure. And we do have a little bit of snow tonight, especially those Laurel Highlands and ridges. But that is great for skiers. So just putting a little positivity in this snow. We do have those temperatures. I mean, they're still going to be very cold, but then for Wednesday, we have temperatures right around 40 degrees, a little rain and snow, but I think this is pretty nice for skiers, especially Thursday. We're looking at temperatures upper 30s. It's all going to melt here soon.
Right.
So,
Well, that's some good news.
very soon.
You know, I think last week when we did see all of that melt, the one thing that was so completely obvious, the potholes that were left behind.
Ron and I were just talking. He was like, they're craters. Like,
they're huge.
Some of them are so bad. So how do they form? How do we get all of these potholes? Well, when we do start to see these temperature swings and a lot of that water out there, it seeps through the cracks in the road, and that collects underneath and it softens the road base. So then once the water then freezes, when we get below that freezing mark, it expands and it forces that pavement upwards. And then that adds on to pretty much stress onto it once that traffic goes all over it over and over again. And then the drier weather comes and then the water dissipates and then we have a hole. After that, the weight of the passing vehicles, it does cause that road surface then to collapse into the hole. So it is just a trifecta, and then we have those potholes that form. So even though, you know, we have a lot of them getting filled, it's just a never-ending cycle. So where that road collapses, you start to get, you know, it expanding over time. So we just keep getting these potholes and
so many.
We were heading towards the convention center the other day, and we were on Fort Duquesne Boulevard. And as you're getting closer to all that construction that they're doing, I mean, there's so much construction along Fort Duquesne and off on the side chutes, but like, it was so bad. It was just a bumpy
Logan
ride.
says now,
I can't avoid them.
Every pothole,
I always
bump,
hit them.
Bump,
So
bump.
It's an interesting ride anyway.
It is.
With Logan. All right, Mary, thank you so much.
All right, some stories are so good, they don't just live on your bookshelf, they end up on the big screen. And right now, Wuthering Heights is doing just that, pulling in more than $150 million worldwide so far.
Oh, yeah. So today's 3 o'clock drop is for movie buffs and bookworms alike. And we want to know what's the best book to movie adaptation. And filling in for Kiki today is Ron, who's a big fan of forecast and fiction.
Right.
I know you're dipping your toes back into reading. And you and I talk so much about shows and movies. And I know Mikey, too. So we thought you'd be a fun person to talk to about this.
Okay. Can I just say, go back to the potholes? I refuse to, there's one, I refuse to name it. You know, but it's so large at this point. I feel like it needs a name.
Where,
but then
where is
it might never. It's right when you're getting on the interstate going to the Fort Pitt Tunnel right there. It's
Familiar,
so big,
I know that
it
one.
might be wider than my vehicle.
Yeah.
You should name it. Do it today.
It will never go away if you do
Okay, so do you have a favorite book to movie or show adaptation?
You know, a lot of Stephen King movies. Love what he does. I think that really what we've seen kind of over the last couple of years is it seems Hollywood has really started to kind of get things going with understanding the dynamics of what makes a good book turn to a movie. The Hunger Games series, those are some of those also. That I love to see. I've already read the next one that's coming out this next year that is talking about, I believe it's Quartered Quell. That one, I've already read it and can't wait to see it on the big screen as well. So it's a lot of fun.
You know, here's the thing though, if you don't get it right, people will come for
Oh my goodness.
They will.
Yep.
I did not read The People We Meet on Vacation, but people who have were disappointed in how the movie ended up.
That was me with The Housemaid, and you have to remember, because I read the book and then saw the movie, and I was like, oh, the movie, it rushed everything. So so for The Notebook, there's kind of like a Housemaid. You know, for every It that's a good movie,
there's a lot of bad.
There's The Dark Tower. It's Stephen King. Yeah, it's just not as good.
It's not as good. All right, well, let's get into these. Casey's Workshop says Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Oh, that's a good one.
Pulled no punches in the telling of the story, stayed in line with the book end to end, and Johnny Depp was awesome as Hunter's Thompson.
I think that was kind of one of his big roles that everyone remembers him starting out and saying, hey, this guy right here is going to be kind of sticking around for a while.
I did not read that book, but I feel like I want to.
No, I just have seen the movie. I have not read the book as well, but yeah, the movie's fantastic.
Straight Out of Pittsburgh says, I'll respond with 2 films made in Pittsburgh, Silence of the Lambs and Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Oh, that's
One
great.
turned Pittsburgh into something dark, tense, and unforgettable. The other captured what it actually feels like to grow up here. The tunnels, the bridges, the soundtrack, the emotion. Both are great.
Yeah.
Can we just
Silence
give
of the
props to that
Lambs,
name
yeah.
as well, Straight Out of Pittsburgh?
I know, right?
So good.
I'm so jealous. Why did I think about that?
Patrick Zeev says The Shawshank Redemption. That is a classic.
I mean, how many times have you guys seen that movie?
So many times.
Anytime it's on, Frankie puts it on.
Yes, you can't turn it off.
You can't. He says it's amazing that the movie was a flop when it first came out. I didn't know that. Yet now, mention it to anyone and they instantly know it. The movie sort of redeemed itself, ironically.
Okay, so it either came out in 94 or 95, and if you know that period of time, there was like 10 to 15 of the best movies ever made that came out. It might have been that stretch, I believe, where Jim Carrey had like Dumb and Dumber, Liar, Liar, like all of those. He had 3 blockbusters by himself in a year.
Was this Ace Ventura, Pet Detective?
Yeah, Pet Detective was one of them, right. So, I mean, you had so many good movies. It was so easy. Tombstone, which is one of my favorite movies.
Oh my gosh, I love Tombstone.
So it's very easy to kind of overlook the Shawshank Redemption when it came out because, there were so many good movies that year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good time.
Jessica Ray says Catherine Stockett's The Help. She quotes it. And of course, Minnie's chocolate pie scene translates beautifully on screen. This is a good one. And I know a lot of people who love the book, too.
Okay. I have not seen that movie, but it's now on my list.
I watched it with my grandmother.
Okay. Aw.
Really good. Yeah.
Cute.
You okay?
I'm okay. Yeah.
Do we need a moment? I'm just making sure.
It was a deep movie. It really was. So I'm good.
Hopefully there's no too spicy of a scene
Oh
there.
no, that's not a spicy movie. It's
Not a spicy movie, Ron. Watch it with your grandma.
What's going on with you?
I just had to say it. You're with your grandmother. That would be great.
But she does like a little spice, though. I don't know. All right.
No, Mikey's grandma.
PGA's girl 412 Becky. This says The Outsiders. It was required reading in high school. A little sleeper movie adaptation of the novel was made in 1983.
I was about to say, and I wonder. I think I've heard buzz that they might be redoing that movie.
Oh, interesting.
So I'm not. I'll have to go and check, but I believe that there has been some talk and maybe a redo there.
Yeah, it's on Broadway right now.
Alante's given us all the deets in our ears.
It's Patrick Swayze. Oh, man, I love Patrick Swayze.
Good stuff. Ron, I'm glad you could join in this conversation with us.
Anytime.
All right.